I just got back from a screening of Furiosa, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit because I have quite a little bit to say about this film. So Furiosa is the sequel, prequel to Mad Max Fury Road. George Miller came back. None of the cast came back. Well, you know, some people are back in this one, but not main cast. Tom Hardy, Charlize Theron, they're not in it because A, it's set in the past, and B, they fucking hated each other making the first one. Like many people, I was skeptical when this was announced. I was very young when this was announced, actually. It feels like a very long time ago. This was announced. This was maybe filmed back to back of Fury Road, which is insane. But yeah, I was kind of skeptical. I love Fury Road. I spent the past week watching some of the old Mad Max films. I'm not crazy about them, I don't mind them, but Fury Road to me is a very special film, and that's kind of the reason why I was so stressed about this one. However, having seen it in IMAX at midday on a Friday, I have to say I am incredibly impressed. George Miller's a weird guy, you know? He made those Mad Max movies, he made Babe, he made Happy Feet, he made that film that no one saw. Like, I saw it, I don't mind it. But with this, it's different. Everyone's familiar with Mad Max. Almost everyone in the world is familiar with Fury Road. You have to keep that in mind when talking about this one. It is very easy to completely fuck that up. You could make something that is just an exact copy of Fury Road, or you can do something different. And thankfully, he did the latter. The film follows Furiosa, played by Anya Taylor-Joy this time. We just learn about her life from when she was very young to basically up until the very start of Fury Road. This just gives us an insight towards all of her story, her life. It's great. First of all, I will say, story-wise, this is a very different experience to Fury Road. The story is much more in depth this time. It's not just one long chase like Fury Road. There's a lot to pick up on, there's a lot to listen to. Some scenes are more dragged out and dialogue-y and slower, and other scenes are exactly what you'd expect, just constant go, 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 punch, punch, kill, stab, blow up, explosions. And yeah, I really can't complain about that. I can see that this will not be a lot of people's cup of tea. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. I went with my flatmate and he wasn't too crazy about this, but I think for the most part people will get a real kick out of this because it just is expanding on this lore that we already know. And I say already know, we don't really know all that much. Like, those Mad Max films are pretty quiet when it comes to actual background, apart from maybe the first one, but the first one's boring, so it doesn't matter. Performance-wise, Anya Taylor-Joy is great as Furiosa. I will say I was shocked to realize that she was not in the first hour of the film, and this film is 2 hours 30, so you know, plenty of time to build up on that. However, Chris Hemsworth, I knew you had it in you, Chris. He's brilliant in this. Where has he been hiding this kind of performance? Obviously, Chris is well known for the Thor films, but Jesus, this performance was such a shock. This brother is on a fine line of hilarious and just terrifying. Some of his scenes are like really intense, and that's a big thing with this film. Compared to Fury Road, it's almost more hopeless. There's some scenes in here that take this to insane level. Not just levels of like, oh, bigger explosions and shit. I mean, like, there's points in this film that are just hopeless. You feel for the characters and you truly are just like, dear God. You obviously know Furiosa is gonna make out fine because she's in Fury Road, but still, you're kind of sat there like, how is she gonna get out of this? This is just miserable to watch, but in a good way. Not in a like, oh God, this is miserable. I mean in the way of like giving it all its flowers at the same time. But yeah, both leads are just wonderful in this, but Chris is just something else. Anya's clearly shown in her career that she has a wide range of talent, and she can basically do a wide range of characters as well. Whereas Chris, for me, has always felt very one note, and I think he kind of realized that because he took a big risk doing this film, and it paid off. Personally, I think this for him is the same that Poor Things was for Mark Ruffalo. It is just so great to see a fresh performance from them. Something that actually feels passionate and unique. As for everything else, you know, the music is Mad Max music. It's kind of just the same as Fury Road. The editing is exactly what you'd expect if you're familiar with Fury Road. It's just intense, quick, fast. Quickly, show the front of the car, to the back of the car. Someone's bursting in, fucking hell. A lot of the practical stuff is spectacular. You know, you can tell when it's practical and when it's CGI, and this is my big pet peeve. There is one specific scene in this film with a chase, and Anya is underneath the rig. The CGI, not underneath the rig, but on top of it, the CGI at times does not look too great. But apart from that, I really have no complaints. I'm recording this on the Friday. This will come out on the Saturday. I'm leaving my house in an hour to go and watch this film again, just because, I don't know, it really just needs to be experienced on a cinema. I would say if you got IMAX near you, go and fucking watch it in IMAX, because the IMAX sound, the big ass screen, it just works so well for a film like this. That is my big worry, is watching this in a couple months time at home on like streaming, and will it have the same effect? But then again, same with Mad Max, you know, it still has that effect to some degree. Highly recommend this one. I'm giving this one a 9. I loved it so much. Recommend it, go see it. If you're going to see Furiosa this weekend, or you have seen it already, give us a comment down below, let me know what you thought. Highly recommend watching all the other Mad Max films, all of George Miller's films. If you have seen Fury Road, watch 3,000 Years of Longing, or whatever the fuck it's called. This movie's so underrated. George should be given all the creative freedom in the world to make whatever fucking movies he wants, because he really is just such a talented little bugger. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.